The Google Pixel Watch is here, and I am pleasantly surprised by how good it is for a first generation product. It checks so many boxes for what I would want from a smartwatch from Google, but it fails miserably in one key area that we'll talk about later in the video. To start, I think Google nailed the design of this watch. The circular body looks great, especially if you get it in the silver stainless steel. It has this elegant shine that is subtle but classy. I did pick up two bands, a cream colored watch band for working out, and I must say it does feel really nice. For a standard band that you get out of the box, it's really soft and plush on the wrist. It's actually better than the standard band that you get from Apple. Apple's standard silicone bands feel a little bit more rougher and more rigid in comparison. By far my favorite band is the two-tone black gray leather band by Google. It has matching silver attachments that blend perfectly with the silver Pixel Watch. It makes the band look and feel like it's all part of the watch body. I would for sure wear this combo anywhere I go if I wanted to dress up this watch. It looks elegant and would go really well in any formal occasion in my opinion. The actual size of this watch is 41 millimeters. It is the smallest smartwatch that I've personally ever used, but I will say that it is still usable at this size. If anything, the watch is actually more comfortable now because of how small it is. The 1.2-inch OLED display also looks excellent at the smaller size. I turned on the always-on display so I could have my watch face visible at all times. And there's also a sun boost mode that you can turn on where the watch can go up to 1,000 nits of brightness in direct sunlight. And yes, there is a big, fat, thick bezel on this watch. It's most noticeable when you turn on the flashlight where you can distinctly just see how large it is. Honestly though, I don't think it's as big as an issue as you perceive it to be. From my experience, I think Google did a great job designing the software around the limitation. I actually forget that the bezels even exist at times, and I promise you that it will not bother you in your day-to-day use. Also, I've already decided that I'm going to use this watch as my primary sleeping watch now. I used to always use Apple Watches for that, but I actually really appreciate how small this watch is, and the active band, which I have right here, it's just so plush and soft and comfortable that this is like a good combination to use when you want to sleep comfortably at night. As for the buttons, we get a digital crown and a side button. The digital crown can be used to access things like Google Pay and scroll up and down to access different controls or navigate the apps menu. The side button is used to access previously opened apps. The biggest learning curve about this watch's design is actually figuring out how to change the watch bands. It was not easy at first. You must press down on this tiny button where the watch band locks in and slowly rotate it off the watch. It took me quite some time to figure this out, I'm not gonna lie, but now that I've done it enough times and I understand it, it's a lot easier to do and it's just as good as doing it on an Apple Watch. As for the software, this is where the Pixel Watch really shines. You essentially have Google on your wrist, and that's a really powerful thing and you don't want to underestimate that. By holding down the side button, you get access to Google Assistant to ask it anything you want. You get Google Maps support built right into the watch, and you can pay with the watch via Google Pay. I also really like the built-in watch faces that Google has created here. I think they all look really elegant and stylish. One really cool thing I like is tiles. You can set them up within the Pixel Watch app on your phone, and they're like these quick access home screens that give you information that you care about at a glance, and all you have to do is swipe left and right between them. The Pixel Watch does come with fitness features. It's actually deeply integrated with Fitbit's ecosystem, and I think that's actually a really smart move here. A lot of people love using Fitbit. Me personally, I actually used Fitbit for many years before I switched over to an Apple Watch, and I've had no complaints with their services at all. You get heart rate tracking on the watch, which Google and Fitbit say is their best, most accurate sensor they've ever made. I'm not really sure how we're gonna test that, but we're just gonna take their word for it. You also get sleep tracking, which Fitbit is famous for, and you get direct access to their full app on the watch. You also get 6 months free of Fitbit Premium, which is actually a really nice touch for anyone who wants deeper insights into their health. As for the raw speed and performance of the Pixel Watch, I have no complaints. It actually runs really well. There's no persistent lag in any of the apps that I use. The only odd thing that I will say is that when you want to use Google Pay, it's a really clunky two-step animation. I really hope Google fixes that because it does not look pretty. Something that shocked me about the Pixel Watch is the fact that it's able to do something that my Apple Watch Ultra can't do. And that is, it can actually multitask while you're on a phone call. You're not limited to just the phone call. I can call someone on this watch and still send text messages. I can still go on Google Maps. I can start a workout if I want to. Heck, I can even Shazam a song while I'm on a phone call on a Pixel Watch. But with Apple's Apple Watch, you can't do that. Like when you're on a phone call on the Apple Watch, it is the only thing you can do. And the only way you can do any other task is actually to end the phone call, and then you can proceed to do other things. So I'm actually really happy to see that here. It actually might be a big reason I might switch over to the Pixel Watch as my daily watch moving forward. We'll see. As for battery life, Google promises up to 24 hours. And I wanted to test out and see, okay, like, is this going to last someone like me 24 hours? And the results will shock you. I went on a 21-minute walk with GPS turned on, with the Fitbit app tracking my heart rate, my steps, the whole 9 yards, while listening to downloaded music on Spotify. And I started off at 59% battery life and ended off at 44%. So that's a 15% battery drain in about 21 minutes of walking. Like that's terrible. For someone like me who walks 3 times a day, about 20 to 30 minutes at a time, basic math tells us that I could kill up to 42%, maybe even 50% of battery life by simply doing my walks outside every day before I can even do anything else on the watch. And what's even funnier is I bought the LTE version, so I wanted to get cellular set up, but I was having some problems setting it up today, so I was going to do it another day. And it just concerns me that if I had cellular turned on, which is what I usually would do, I wouldn't download music onto my watch, I would just stream it while I was doing all those activities. It just makes me think, how much faster would this battery have drained with cellular turned on? Like it's really disappointing. Out of all the great things that Google did with this smartwatch, I really think that they missed the mark here on battery life. Battery life is everything regarding smartwatches. It needs to last at least the whole day on a single charge. And I worry that with the way that I use smartwatches, which is really not that crazy, that it might not even be possible for me to survive a day with the Pixel Watch before I need to recharge it. Only time will tell in the full review when it does come out, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss that. And also, check out this video right here where I try to replace my iPhone with an Apple Watch Ultra for 24 hours. It was a really fun challenge, awesome video. You guys are gonna enjoy it. But anyways, I'll catch all of you guys in the next video. Peace.